Hello and welcome back to Pokemon Reborn. When we last left off, we were having various cave-related adventures, and now we're back up on the surface world in order to find the third gym leader, Shelly, and give her a bit of a battle. Now, you might notice the video footage is a little bit skippy and weird. I don't know why that is. I was just having all sorts of issues today. The game crashed twice, and as you can see, the sound is completely out of sync and just awful, but we're going to make do. We're going to make do because that is what we do. Huffba. Thanks for your help. I guess I kind of got ahead of myself, but now Shelly is, she seems to be really thorn up about having seen the, well, you know. I'm so worried, especially since she knew him. I guess he was her friend's father. I think maybe she needs help. I know there's a psychiatrist in this very ward who has some notoriety. His name is Dr. Conal. Could you find out if he might be willing to see Shelly? After all, I don't want her to be scarred for life. She already seemed so frail. So, please go find the doctor. Alright, well, our task is laid out before us. We need to find a therapist for Shelly because Shelly is undergoing trauma due to having seen someone fall off a bridge to their death, which I suppose is not the greatest thing to see. I'm trying to think. Have I seen anything like that? No. I've seen people fall off motorbikes and get all bloodied up, but A, they survived, so it's not so bad, and B, it's kind of funny. Not that I'm evil, but just there's something inherently funny about seeing someone fall off a motorbike, okay? There just is. Anyway, these things, I don't know what sachets are, or floral charms, so I figured the best thing to do would be to get 2 of them, just in case I suddenly have need of them. I was thinking maybe they're similar to Pokesnacks, and I'm gonna suddenly need them, so... Have you ever seen a spot of soil that looked rich? Because, well, I haven't. I don't think there are any places like that left within the city. But I want to think that maybe someday there will be. So here, if you ever find one, please use this. Help the plants there grow into great big trees. If you ever find a berry tree, be sure to take good care of it. And there you go, the whale in the pail belongs to us. And what's going on here? Hello, would you like to play Sweet Set Special Promotional Alright, it's another one of these tile puzzles, and as you'll recall, I did excellently in the last one, so doing another one should be absolutely no problem at all. First thing I want to do is lay all my things down, just get it all out in the open just to see what we're dealing with here. Looks like we're having to create a Spritzy. And luckily for me, I slightly know what a Spritzy looks like, more than I knew what a, the other one. Slurpee? Slurpee? Is it a Slurpee? Who even knows anymore? The Slurpee, the Slurpsel. I know Spritzies slightly better than the Slurpee Doobers, so... Sticking all my things down, and currently what I'm thinking is those white lines that you see on the tiles, they must, represent the edges, but as I quickly come to notice, every single tile has a white line, so that doesn't make sense, and there are no corner lines. What it actually means is that that just shows you which way to rotate it when the white line's on the top and the tile is in fact rotated the correct way. The reason I skipped is because I forgot how to rotate, so there we go. Just needed to find that out. And let me tell you something. The recording footage, the recording software that I use to record these Pokemon videos, which is different to what I use to record everything else, just because RPG Maker is a nightmare that way. It doesn't record any other doesn't record any other windows except the one that I'm showing you, but let me tell you, Sticky Keys was going wild during this sequence. It was like, I see you've pressed shift 5 times, would you like to use sticky keys? And I'm like, no computer, I don't even know what sticky keys are. No one does, because at no point have you ever explained it. Not even in this window do you actually explain what it is, you just ask if we want it on, and it's just, no. I mean, so many years of computing, so many iterations, and no one's thought to just get rid of sticky keys. I don't think I've ever met someone who's said to me, you know what, sticky keys are amazing, I swear by them, I use them all the time, I'm glad that they're a feature computers have. It just doesn't happen. And as you can see, I am kicking this puzzle's ass. This Spritzy is just looking absolutely spritz-tastic. Now, granted it's not perfect yet, but it's getting there. It will certainly get better a lot quicker than I did the Slurpee. So, come on. Come on, self in the past, you've got to solve this puzzle within a reasonable time frame. We can't spend an entire video doing it like we did last time. There we go. As you can see, Spritzy has just fantastic hair. Spritzy is incredible and should be envied. And there we go, sort of. No, that is totally the wrong way around, but I think I'm figuring that out now. Yes, it is a cranium, not a belly. Now, cut. No. Oh, no, there we go. It does. It does record that window. That's excellent. So, what you don't understand, though, is that I've already cut out a lot of footage on this because, right, I'm going to stand my ground here. I did not spend ages solving this puzzle. As you can see, it's basically solved. But you see these corner bits that have no Spritzy on it? They were what was screwing me up. In the end, even though I sort of had the Spritzy perfect, go away, sticky keys, we don't know what you are. So there we go. At this point, there we go, now, what you're seeing now is pretty close to the finished article. I mean, no, that's it. That is actually the completed Spritzy. It's just the three... No. Okay, that is the completed Spritzy. I thought I was bullshitting you there because something didn't look quite right, but now it does. That is a Spritzy. And as you can see, there's been a little skip there because I spent so long working on those last 3 tiles. Evidently, I mean, you think, how many different combinations could those 3 tiles possibly be? But evidently I just sort of I tripped over myself a lot, just like I'm tripping over my words now. And as you can see, we've been given a Spritzy. Again, this Pokemon world where most Pokemon are almost extinct, you can just give away quite rare Pokemon as prizes for games that you don't even have to pay to enter these competitions. You just get to do it for free, and bam, you get a Pokemon. Easy. This person can see a mountain. I wish I could, but the game is a top-down view, so I'll just have to take your word for it that that view is just excellent. No one here seems to like me. I don't fully understand why, but that's just the way it is. So let's continue to explore. This time will be different. Things are still a bit skippy. I don't really like that. Hopefully, tomorrow will be a brand new day. This footage I record will be better. I don't know if it's because the PC that I record this all on is getting old, or just because if it's buggy in general, RPG Maker I mean, but something occasionally goes wrong. I have to get out of here right now. Finally. Alright, Pinky McPinkhair is gone.
Hi! You're not Laura. Did you see her? She just left. Who are you? Why are you all glowy?
Nobody is glowing, Anna.
Huh? But that person clearly is.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, never mind. Come on, I'll introduce you to everybody. Okay, so I'm Anna. Hi, and this is my Jirachi, Nostra. She says it's nice to meet you. Over there is my twin brother Noel and his cleffa, Nomos.
Nomos and Nostra are just dolls, but, hi. Nostra says hi, too.
Don't lie, Noel. They're not just... Isn't he silly? He's so silly. Anyway, that's my friend Charlotte. She's actually really, really pretty. You just have to see through the burn scars.
Anna, for the last time, I don't have any scars. She really doesn't.
But, oh, right, I'm sorry. I'm so insensitive. I won't talk about them anymore, I promise. I was just saying that you're pretty.
There's nothing not to talk about. Ah, never mind. Hi. So, you saw Laura on the way out? Yeah, that's my sister. She's also one of Reborn's Elite Four. Awesome, kind of runs in our family. No big deal. If you're going to say that, you might as well mention how Anna...
Yeah, Laura's so cool, and Charlotte and Noel are also gym leaders. I'm gonna miss Laura, but I'm glad she's finally getting out.
By that, she means that she turned 18 today, so she doesn't have to stay here anymore. Say, this is an orphanage. We're all stuck here until the good doctor decides to let us go, or we become legal adults. So, basically, forever. The doctor is scary.
Yeah, he has really strong electric-type Pokemon, and he uses them in his... therapy! It really hurts. Nostra says that she thinks his past patients have died. I think so too, because when you're around them, if you listen carefully, you can hear voices.
Yeah, I actually still haven't heard anything like that yet, Anna, so I don't know.
So, Huffba, what are you here for? Someone you know needs help? Oh no. That's terrible, but you mustn't bring them here. That'll only make her worse. Hold on, Nostra. Nostra says the doctor is coming. Eep!
Ah, a visitor! I was right to wonder at the noise. Greetings, I am Dr. Sigmund Cornell, but you may refer to me simply as Doctor. So, how can I help you?
Well, Huffba just heard that there were gym leaders here, and came by because of that. Yeah, that's it. Nothing else.
Is that all? Well then. Yes, there are some particularly gifted individuals among my adopted patients. Well, you must have some degree of confidence in your skill as well. Orderly, please conduct a brief examination of this challenger.
Yes, Doctor.
Begin! Okay, so something rather sinister is going on here. An orderly John would like to battle. God knows why we're being challenged to a battle, because, I don't know, it doesn't seem like proper protocol to me, but it's happening, so let's see if I can defeat this person, who is using one of my favourite Pokemon. I do love me a Magnemite, and its evolution, the Magneton. Not a huge fan of Magnezone, because, well, it's just too different. I like me some balls. I like one ball, and I like 3 balls, but I don't like discs. Unfortunately, neither does Mankrik, because even though they had the type advantage, Magnemite just has the kick-ass advantage, and indeed at this point a level advantage. Some of my team now are really starting to fall behind. I think as I'm going on, like the more frail, fragile speedsters of my team are just not lasting in battle long enough to earn any experience, whereas the more hardy members of my team are starting to soak it all up, and there's starting to be a bit of a level imbalance due to that. Hopefully it will correct itself. If not, I will eventually have to get some training, because I'll simply not survive. Now, Rita's here with a Bubble Beam. You're probably thinking, why use a Water-type Pokemon against electricity? Well, she's also Grass-type, which makes her sort of, it balances out. And Bubble Beam is usually quite strong, but unfortunately these Pokemon are also strong. Ratty Boy, I was hoping would have something good to do, but unfortunately paralysis has taken hold. Ratty Boy, bless his little heart, might be getting to the part of the game where he's not necessarily fantastic anymore. I think Ratty Boy had an excellent start, but he's only going to get less and less relevant as things go on. So Wesley, being a flying type, is actually in incredible danger, and yeah, I didn't necessarily expect the poor guy to last, but I thought usually he has such offensive capabilities that maybe he could take a chunk out of this electric. Unfortunately, no. Maybe I shouldn't have used that attract. I was possibly trying to be a little bit too clever there, and it clearly didn't pan out for me. As you can see, my team has already been basically demolished, whereas this guy has barely had a bite taken out of him. But what you're about to see is Edible Fred, and as we know, as I always say, Edible Fred is always here for her team. She is just the best. She is incredible. She has not, will not, and cannot ever let me down. Edible Fred is my one and only. She is just the Pokemon with which I have a 100% perfect link. If any of you have ever played Pokemon Conquest, and you should, because it's surprisingly good. I wish I lived in feudal Japan with Pokemon. It all seems just so good. But enough of that. We have just seen Edible Fred take down a Pokemon that was devastating the rest of my team. And of course, Slowpoke, not necessarily going to be a challenge here. And poor old Robert, their legacy has finally been felt now that this Slowpoke has landed upon the toxic spikes. Maybe not that relevant though, given that Edible Fred is here to pick up the slack. But you know what? We're proud anyway. I am proud of all of my Pokemon. They all fight together to one single glorious common cause. And that common cause is usually letting Edible Fred look after them. Unfortunately, remember when I mentioned 3 balls? Well, here they are. And level 32 Magneton is not something to be laughed at this point in the game. That is a very powerful Pokemon indeed. And as you can see, Edible Fred, even with her great defensive capabilities, is not necessarily lasting that well. Basically, if this Magneton wakes up anytime soon and uses a Mirror Shot, Edible Fred is down for the count. But we're going to hope that that's just not going to happen. As you can see, because Magneton has a lot of health, I'm gaining a lot with every application of Leech Seed, but I don't think Edible Fred will be able to last out here for very long indeed. And so at this point, I thought to myself, it's time to get a little bit devious, if cruel. I am going to have to use my last Pokemon as sort of sacrificial lambs here. I'm afraid it might not seem like the most humane practice, but it's the Edible Fred is the only one who can win this battle for us, and she needs all the help she can get. So sometimes, you know, sometimes she looks after the team, but also sometimes the team has to look after her. And Rita, you know, she's weakened from battle, but she can take that hit and give Edible Fred just one more round to gain health. And with one more round of health gained, she is safe from Mirror Shot. Granted, she's only safe for 1 turn, but hopefully with the likes of Sleep Powder and whatnot, 1 turn is all she will need. So there we go, there goes the Mirror Shot. It is deadly. Edible Fred's accuracy is lowered, but the Sleep Powder hits. Edible Fred, her attacks ring true. And now this battle is looking just about winnable, if not by the very skin of our teeth. So there you go. Obviously, the Razor Leaf is just filler. It's not a very good move, but we've used the 2 important moves, those being Sleep Powder and Leech Seed, and yeah, we've done it. Edible Fred managed to crawl her way back thanks to the sheer regenerative power of a bulky grass type, thanks to that poison sludge. She's got the black sludge, and well, the Leech Seed, which I still advocate as being the best move in any video game ever. Any bit of fiction, really. Most impressive, Huffbar. However, I am afraid I cannot permit a battle with them. This location is unsuited to challenges of such pop. However, I'm afraid I also cannot allow them to leave. The individuals in question are highly volatile characters, and accordingly, they are not to be outside of our facilities. It is regrettable, but it cannot be helped. You'll simply have to wait.
Well, that's just too bad. Guess Huffba will just have to be leaving now. Quickly, while you still can. Trust me. The doctor isn't the doctor for your friend. Nostra says she can feel your friend's sorrow on you too. Something really bad must have happened, right? Tell her to look out for the one who's really hurt by this. If she does that, then she won't have time to be sad herself.
Something the matter? Exactly what are you whispering about?
Nothing! Bye, Huffa!
Okay, so that's something incredibly sinister going on that I sincerely hope I can put a stop to eventually, but for now, stop putting is just not on the menu. If I could barely defeat the Orderly, I doubt I'll be able to beat Sigmund, the evil psychiatrist person. So, I'm just gonna have to go to that gym, make myself more powerful, and get ready for oh so many conflicts to come. Did you find someone Shelley can talk to? Oh, you just have a message for Shelley? Ah.
A girl at the orphanage told you to tell me? That's right. What am I complaining about? Heather's the one who lost her dad. I hope she's okay. Oh my god, I need to find her!
Honey, you need to stay right here and rest.
No, I'm okay really. Thanks, Huffa. I'm going to try and find Heather. She needs to know. But first, Victoria, didn't you come here for a gym battle? Oh, I'm sorry. With everything that happened, I totally forgot. Oh, we can do it now. I'm sorry.
Huh? No, it's fine. You don't need to apologize.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, oops.
Oh, anyway, you know, don't worry about my battle. I'd rather wait until everything's sorted out. Although, Huffa might want to do it.
Oh, you too? Okay. I'll go wait downstairs. Just come whenever you're ready.
Sigh. Poor thing. She's so strong getting through it like that. But I don't know. Yeah, it seems fishy to me as well to have a gym battle at this time, but I need those badges apparently. Huffa, wait! Look, I know this is weird, but do you really have to fight her? I mean, she's just recovering from a traumatic encounter. I'm worried that this is going to stress her out more. So this is me trying to stop you, okay? Because I also don't want you to lose. I don't want either of you to lose. Let's go. There you go, apparently it's battle time. Now, to be honest, I'd be pretty okay with not having a battle. I'd be like, hey, you know, I don't mind this whole Pokemon League thing. Clearly there's bigger things going on right now. All I would like is your written permission for me to use Rock Smash, because I need to at the minute, but I don't know, apparently I'm not allowed to use Rock Smash until this battle is won, and my hands are tied. This isn't Mass Effect, I can't pick a bit of blue dialogue and make everyone happy, so I'm just gonna have to go in there and be as ruthless as everyone who lacks Ruth could be. That is assuming, of course, I could beat Victoria, whose Scraggy seems to be a right little piece of work. So, I'm gonna do this. Going with the fake out, it didn't do very much damage, but the Bubble Beam hopefully will not finish Scraggy off, because everyone in this game has super potions except me. I was actually thinking that maybe I should stock up on items in this game, because A, the game is tuned to be difficult, so maybe they'll actually come in useful, and B, because it's a single player only game, like there's no multiplayer component at all, there's no way to play other people on this, then it might feel less jarring to sort of get used to using items, because there's no mode of game where items aren't allowed, for example. But even if I did sort of use items, which would be a big first for me, I don't think I've ever used them throughout my entire life, even when I was a kid, never used items, but even if I did, could I even afford them? It's really difficult to get money in this game. My character, compared to like main Pokemon games, is broke as a Snoke, which is kind of like a snake, except with much less money. So, this is a Pignite. I should have known this was coming because Victoria used said Pignite in the battle we were on the same side of earlier. But, yep, every bit as strong as I remember it. I mean, god, this Pignite, it just fought against Pokemon that, by rights, should have been advantageous over it, but it just wrecked them anyway, because it's a powerful Pignite. Everyone's Pokemon, except for mine, basically are getting quite strong. Now granted, they only tend to have 4, whereas I have 6, which would explain it, but still, it's getting kind of scary, and I'm really starting to wonder, like, how I'm going to keep up, because with so many of my team fainting every single battle, it is starting to get a bit hairy in terms of keeping everyone trained up. I feel like some of my team are really starting to fall behind. Luckily, Wesley is still as powerful as ever, because Wesley is just the most beautiful, amazing Swoobat you've ever seen. Unfortunately, Hariyama is a beast. I used Hariyama in my playthrough of Pokemon Y, because I decided I wanted to do an all-heavy Pokemon team. Wouldn't recommend it actually, it's incredibly difficult, because heavy Pokemon tend to be slow. Slow Pokemon don't get to go first. Going first is really important in this game. And while slow Pokemon have their place, an entire team of 6 of them tends to run into a few weaknesses very quickly. Fortunately, Ratty Boy was able to secure the win there. I took a huge risk, I know. Had Hariyama used a fighting type move, there was no way Ratty Boy could have prevailed, but you know, my rigid system, I have to sort of go by level. And Ratty Boy was the next lowest level. I mean, if I threw at anyone else, then the team disparity would just get even worse. Is there really nothing I can do? There is nothing you can do, and now actually things are looking quite good for Ratty Boy. Curlier is just not going to stand up, so maybe I was a bit hasty in counting Ratty Boy out of the running earlier. Maybe Ratty Boy still has a few tricks up his ratty sleeve yet. And there we go, 2 crunches, 1 Curlier down. Okay. There we go, a tiny bit of cash. Okay. I can't stop you anyway. Just please be gentle with her. You better win, otherwise it'll all be for nothing, but be gentle. I feel like my character's not making a lot of friends right now. Victoria clearly seems to think I'm a bit of a ruthless bastard. Shelly probably does as well. I feel like the narrative is painting me as a bit of a prick right now, and I don't want to be that way. I would happily find a non-battle solution to this problem, but the game, that's not going to offer me one, so we're going to round this video off now, and in the next video, presumably, we'll see the unjustified torture of a small child. So thank you very much for watching. See you later.